You're here because you're having trouble shooting on 2K24, and today I'm going to fix that for you. In Season 2, I'm currently shooting 71% from 3, so trust me, I'm going to help you guys shoot better. But it's really up to you if you're going to get better at shooting because you have to watch this full video. So let's get into it. Okay, the first and most important tip I'm giving you today is easily explainable by showing you the jump shot creator. As you see, we have release height, defensive immunity, release speed, and timing stability. Now, although some of these are very important, it's actually not the most important stat you can get from a jump shot, which is insane because 2K does not show you. And what I'm talking about is this stat called the green window. So right now you could be using a base, for example, Eric Bledsoe, that has a 25 millisecond green window, when you could be using, for example, Avery Bradley, that has a 50 millisecond green window. And not only that, releases have green windows this year as well. So you could be using a base and release that have around half the green window as a jump shot you could get from 2K Labs, where they give you premium tests on their shots to show you the actual statistics and green window of their shots. Now, although I do make money off them, I've been shouting them out for years for free because it's that good of a product, and it's only like $6 a month. Use code BadgeBug, link is in the description. But I genuinely believe you will shoot better after using 2K Labs and getting good jump shots from them, because for some reason 2K does not show the statistics on these shots, but you need those statistics to be able to shoot better. So link is in the description, but let's get into the next thing. Now, please remember, guys, that I'm showing you every single possible thing you can use to shoot better on 2K24. So some of these will cost money, but I'm making sure you know each and every one. There will be over 10 tips after this that are completely free, okay? So just stick around, trust me, I'm gonna help you guys out. The next one is going to be an Ethernet cable, and you want to be hardwired to your system. Now, what this means is, as you see from a simple Google search, you can get some for $7, $5, $12 from Walmart. You're going to buy this cable, and as you see from this video, you're going to plug it in to your router and then into your system. It's literally as easy as that, and that means that you're no longer using Wi-Fi. Now, on some games, you're going to be able to get away with just using your Wi-Fi, but on 2K, you have to do as much as you can with the online play to lower what's called latency. 2K has really bad latency, probably the worst out of any online game at the moment. Now, what that means is it's not lag. Latency is when you press, for example, X to shoot or square to shoot if you're on PlayStation. That is, as soon as you press it, it should, if you're on, any other game, shoot right away, but there's actually a delay in between when you press the button and when it actually does it on the game. So lowering your latency is extremely important, and being hardwired to your console from your router is going to be one of the most helpful. All right, the next most important thing to lower your latency on 2K, which will in turn, of course, help you shoot better, is to buy a gaming monitor. Now, I went to Amazon real quick and I found some decent ones for $109 and also for $95. That's not even without Black Friday coming soon and Christmas, so you might be able to get yourself one. But let me show you what I think is the most important stats to look for when buying a monitor. So you see this one right here that's $95, has a 165 refresh rate of the hertz, and I believe that you can't go over 120. So there's no reason to get a $400 monitor that gives you 300 hertz, because console is going to limit it down to 120. But the most important stat is, as you see on the right side, the response time. It is 1 millisecond. You want to make sure you get one that has a 1 millisecond response time, which basically means you're going to get less latency when playing 2K, all right? And you need all this to really become an elite shooter on the game, or to get better at the game, you know what I'm saying, to be able to shoot better. I'm telling you, all of this helps. So if you want to get a 0.5, it's going to cost a good amount more, and especially if you get a 0.1 millisecond response time, it's going to cost more. So I highly recommend just going to 1, and you're going to see noticeable differences between playing on a gaming monitor and a TV. Okay, this next one I'm sure can sound annoying to some of you guys that have had internet issues, because trust me, I've been there, so I know. But sometimes just resetting your connection can definitely help. So look up, how to do it if you don't know how to do it, or hard resetting your console. Hard reset, like look up on YouTube, how do I hard reset my Xbox or PlayStation, and that can actually help lower some of your connection issues, which will in turn, of course, once again, help you shoot better on 2K. Now, the next one is to sometimes just call your internet company and see if they offer for higher speeds, because the other like a few years ago I called my internet company and it was like $10 to get a higher speed, which of course once again will help you shoot better on 2K. And yes, to like really to be a super elite shooter on 2K, you got to be using a lot of these. All right, something I highly recommend is playing in an area where you're best at shooting. As simple as that sounds, there are some areas that are easier to shoot. For example, 3v3 Pro-Am is actually what most people say the hardest place to shoot in 2K, along with 5v5 Pro-Am, which makes sense because Pro-Am is supposed to be the most competitive mode in the game. So where I shoot the best is in theater. But if you guys haven't tried out the starting 5 down here, I'm telling you, starting 5 is not on the regular difficulty of Park and things like that. It's definitely lower, and you're going to be able to shoot a lot better in starting 5 because it's just 1 versus 1, and then you have an NBA team around you. So if you haven't tried that, I would. But also, I always shoot better in Rec, and I'm almost positive that Rec has a lower shooting difficulty than Park. I've been told by people that work at 2K, who knows if they're lying or not, but that is what I've been told, and I've also noticed that myself. So don't be just playing in the hardest places to shoot like Stage or 3v3 Pro-Am if you're already having trouble shooting. Okay, so you guys that have been here for a while know exactly what I'm talking about, and this is not an ad, by the way, but buying a low latency controller will help you shoot better on 2K24. The controller that I use, and once again, this is not an ad, is a Victrix. I started using it in 2K23. One did break though. I want to make sure you guys know that, so I had to buy another one. But Victrix is a low latency controller that plugs into your system, and I would say for sure, in my opinion, that it does give you less latency. That's literally what the controller is built to do, is help you when you press the button, it does it on the game. So look into that. Victrix has controllers for Xbox and PlayStation, but once again, this is not an ad. Either way, even if you don't buy one of these, please plug your controller into your system, okay? So there's been some tests going around that shows on some controllers it doesn't do anything, but hey, you might as well have it plugged in. It just makes sense, right? If you're using a wireless controller, just like having wireless internet versus having an Ethernet cord, you could possibly have better connection from it going straight into your console, okay? So whatever you charge your PlayStation controller with, or Xbox, something like that, just plug it into the console and you might see a difference. Okay, now every tip for the rest of the video is going to be completely free, and you can do it by just playing 2K. So let's get into it. Now the first thing is you're gonna hit start, go over to options/quit, and go down to settings. And here you want to put shot feedback on all shots, every single shot. So you know after you take a jump shot, if it's slightly late, slightly early, late, every single time you take a shot, you need to be looking to see how you timed it, and shot feedback is what's going to help you. Now into controller settings, shot timing visual cue is the new thing that's throwing people off this year on 2K. So let's play a video of what that looks like with 2K Labs showing proof of each and every shot timing cue. Okay, jump, set point, push, and release. Of course, the first one to go is going to be jump, the last one is going to be release. But what I want you all to notice is the shot is still going to be released at the same time. Although the timing of the user is done, it's still the same speed of the shot. So some people think that it speeds up the jump shot. It does not do that. It just speeds up your own user timing, okay? So your set point going to be released around the head, push right at the push, and release of course at the release. Anyway, as you all see, I'm using push. I think push is the best one, but also I've used release before and I think it's pretty good as well. I just like push, and we'll be talking about this later on in the video on how to time these two. Now in the same place you see jump shot meter. This has to be off. I've advised people every single year to turn it off, but this year you have to turn it off because you get a 20% boost from having it off. And you can see from Mike Wang's tweet right here, the gameplay director for 2K24, who gave us this information. I mean, a 20%. Think about it. If you got the meter on, you are literally going to gain 20% less of your shots. That's really bad, okay? I understand at first it's going to be hard, but you got to get used to it, okay? You're going to thank me later. Now, the next one is a lot of people cannot practice their shots this year. In the Gatorade facility, it's very delayed, laggy, whatever you want to call it, and there's not any places really that a lot of people know of to practice your shots, but one of them is these side courts right here. These actually have some of the best, like very sort of similar to park latency, rec latency, stuff like that, in the game. So as you guys see, man, you can't see my controller, but if you go to the Gatorade facility and you dribble here or shoot here, you're going to notice a big difference, okay? You might have seen the viral clips of the Gatorade facility of people trying to do a dribble move and then like one whole second later it does the move. Well, it does not do that here. This is going to be very similar to your park latency, and this is how you're going to be able to test your jump shot the best. Now this one is, if not the most important, right next to the most important. First of all, I would never use the jump shot meter. That's very high up there as well. But this one, every single Monday, guys, remember, set a timer if you have to. I don't care what you gotta do. Put a notepad on your fridge. It does not matter, bro. Every single Monday you need to be going over here to the art of shooting. And I also do not recommend trying out your jump shot here either. But what art of shooting does is, let's say you have a cold spot. You're gonna walk in here every Monday. You're gonna be able to select when you talk to the guy over here. I'll show you which guy to talk to as well. You see it says I've already done my one-on-ones. And when you try out the drill, it's going to take you from a cold spot to a neutral spot. Or if you have a hot zone, it's going to take you from a hot zone to the new things called lethals. And this is who you're going to talk to right here. You'll just hold A over them or X if you're on PlayStation. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you lethals. Now let me show you guys what a lethal is and how to check it. You want to hit start, go to my career, go to stats over here, and then you're going to hit RB or R1 if you're on PlayStation, and you'll see your player on your team. Then you also want to just go over down to hot zones. I'm already in hot zones, but as you guys see, I've actually started using my hot zones in the 3-point spot because 3-point is the hardest shot this year, and mid-ranges are pretty easy as they are. But you guys see on this build, I don't even take a lot of mid-ranges, okay? I take some from the right side, but you see my lethals are in the spots. If you go watch every single one of my videos, you guys see that I'm very right dominant. I love to come up the right side of the court. So I put my lethals in the spots where you're able to shoot the best. It's very important, or where you shoot the most is where you want to put your lethal spots. And I would 100% say if you're shooting threes, you need to have them in your lethals because a lot of people are struggling, especially in the 3-point spots this year. So every single Monday, you need to be here, okay? You will forget, set an alarm, do whatever you gotta do. This is one of the biggest things in the entire game. Now, how to even get up to a hot spot, or you know what I'm saying, because you guys are maybe not even being able to get hot spots in general, is to do the Sunset Park. Now I'm going to show you guys how to go to Sunset Park and what I do. There's a whole method to it. This is also a very good way to get your shooting badges and so much more. So basically, as you guys see, once again on my build, I have a good amount of I can't get to it. I have a good amount of hot spots. All right, I don't take basically any in the middle mid ranges. I take none on the left side almost ever, so I don't even have the chance to get a hot spot there. But every place that I shoot, I've got a hot spot or a lethal. Okay, now if you guys are struggling even getting your hot spots, and this is something you need to check quite a bit, by the way, because you lose your hot spots very fast this year, especially your lethals. From what I've noticed, you can actually lose them pretty fast. Is you want to come over here to the Sunset Park. All right, so you guys see I'm over here, and then you can get on your hoverboard or your skateboard and go over to Sunset Park. But not even just playing those games, it's a specific way, and as you all see, there's another court right there that you can play on to practice your shot. I mean, there's plenty of them. There's a specific method to what you want to do. All right, so it depends on your build, you know, your play style. If you're a really slow center, but you know, you're gonna do it a little bit differently, which I'll talk about, but basically it's gonna be the exact same thing. So as you all see on this build, which by the way, I do this as well, okay? This is not just for, you know, a casual player. It's completely fine to be a casual player, but when I make a new build, this is what I do from now on. I don't play my career anymore. I don't do anything. What I do is to grind my overall, which I'll talk about later on in a further video, is I get Rotten Rodney. But you want to play this guy right here, Disco, okay? Disco is, he's like a 5'7" pure slasher. And let me just start up a game real quick, just so I can show you guys what I do, to be very specific, okay? And I'll show you what I do as a guard, what I do as a, you know, what I would do if I'm a center, things like that. So you just want to play this guy over and over, and you don't have to put a lot of time into it, okay? I got all my hot spots in around an hour, hour and a half, all the hot spots that I needed on this build, okay? So it's not like you guys are gonna be sitting here forever But just remember, like I said, you will lose your hotspots if you're shooting bad enough, okay? Okay, so just remember that. You want to check to see if you've lost them, and if you lose them, even after getting them, you want to come back here. So you see Disco just made a 62% contested shot. That is insane. But basically what I would do is I'll come down and I'm going to sit right here. All right, so this is where I want to get my hotspot. I'm going to throw the ball to this guy. He throws it back to me. Well, actually, he just threw the ball out of bounds, okay? He threw the, I don't know why he just threw the ball out. Oh man, Rodney likes to go for his lobs a lot, which I'll talk about in a further video. It's a good way to hit 99 fast, but basically also a good way if you have a high defensive build to grind out your blocks, steals, things like that. Anyway, I'm gonna come down here, and normally I'm just going to pass the ball before they throw it out of bounds. Okay, so pass the ball, and then I shoot right over Disco. That's green. Now, he's way too short to be able to do anything. He's literally 5'7". He doesn't contest any shots, and he's just way too short. You're just gonna shoot over him every single time. You don't have to call a screen and do this, do that. Now, also for the mid-ranges, something I'll do is, let's say I'm trying to grind one on the left side. I'll start over here on the right hash, okay? I will call a screen, do just one move. He hits the screen, and then right over here, I'm gonna pull up and do my mid-range, okay? So you don't want to start like right next to the spot, because you have to like run to where the computer is not going to be able to catch up enough. And once again, Disco is way too short to be able to do anything. So if you're on a center, especially, as I just got dunked on, I'm just trying to show you guys how to get these hot spots, is you just want to be very, very like mechanical, like a robot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm trying to get this hot spot for this game. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand right here, right around the spot, throw it to Rodney. He throws it back. I time the shot. Boom, it's green. Now I've got sharp, of course, every time you want to pop sharpshooting takeover. Now I've got heat check. So I'm going to quit out of this game for you guys. But I just wanted to show you catch and shoots work very good over Disco. And then if you're a slow guard or you're having trouble getting to like the mid ranges and stuff, you do want to call for those screens. Okay, so the next one though is going to be doing your Gatorade workouts. Now, I know some of you guys don't want to do it, but look, I have to show it every time. Your Gatorade workouts, you see in the bottom right, you're going to get more stamina. And you might be like, what does this have to do? You guys see I got my 25 boost from playing the 2K League event, and I got unlimited layup and dunk boost, man. I love it. But anyway, you're going to get more stamina, and stamina is extremely important. If you have lower stamina, you're going to get a slower shot. You're more likely to get a different shot speed, and so many things. Basically, you want to do your 5 workouts every single week. They are extremely important because you need more stamina. You don't want to get a slow shot, and every single thing on 2K24 is going to help you. I don't care what anybody says. This year, out of any year, listen to all these tips. Do every single one of them. Once you've checked off every possible thing, then you can be like, oh, why am I not shooting good? You know what I'm saying? Why am I not shooting better? And I almost guarantee, I just guarantee you guys are gonna be shooting better after watching this video, because there's almost no way not to. Anyway, the Gatorade workouts that I do, just in case you guys are wondering, because you have to get 3 stars or higher, is the agility ladder right here. Of course, I'm already superstar 2 or starter 2, whatever it is, so I don't have to do these anymore. So I do the agility ladder, I do the pull-ups over here, then I go over to the medicine ball. I think medicine balls are very easy. And then I'm going to go over to the box jump. And lately, I've not been doing very good on the treadmill. I know it sounds weird, but the treadmill is kind of in my head. So I do these box jumps right here, and then I do the treadmill, or lately I've been doing the squats. Now, another pro tip, if you guys are on PlayStation or Xbox, doesn't matter. Say you're at the end of your workout and you're not doing it right. You got 2 stars, but you just didn't get it. Hurry, hit the middle button, close your app, come back in. It will not count. It will not save it, okay? So just remember, that's going to help you a lot. And another thing you can do is when you go over here, before you do the workout, just hit X or square to do a warm-up to get the feel for the workout so that you know what you're doing as you go into it. And I know it sounds weird, but maybe even practice closing your app really quick. So like I can do it really quick, you know what I'm saying? Like I can go down, boom, my app is closed, just like that. So that way my Gatorade facility workout doesn't get changed. Now the next one, guys, I say it every year, but jump shot boost. You guys see, I got 99. I'll always make sure I got jump shot boost. Look, if you buy 10 each, they're going to be 1,500, which is 150 VC a game. Or if you buy them separately, it's going to be 2,000 for every 10. So you're going to be losing 500 every single time. Just buy them in bulk. You make more by just playing Park. Also, 3v3 Pro-Am, you get like 500 to 1,200 VC a game if you guys want to play in there to grind out VC. It's a very good option. But shooting, actually this goes perfectly with what I'm about to say. Shooting in 3v3 Pro-Am is one of the hardest places to shoot. Just the sliders are harder or something. I don't know exactly because we don't really have 100% information from Mike Wang, but shooting in 3v3 Pro-Am is definitely harder than Park in my opinion, or Theater, anything like that. Okay, so I want to show you guys where I shoot best, and that is going to be in the Theater. So once again, we don't have 100% clarity from our gameplay developer if Theater is on a lower difficulty. Some people do think it is. I actually don't think Theater is on a lower difficulty than Park. I just think there's less latency or lag, whatever you want to call it, in here. Now they did just recently fix the latency and lag, but it's still there. You know, it's still 2K. They just made it to where it's not unbearable to play the game. So Theater is where I shoot the absolute best. Also, Rec is 100% a lower difficulty. So Rec is always a lower difficulty than Park. I would say Rec's probably on Superstar and Park is probably on Hall of Fame. Now, the next one is you're going to want to get your takeovers, which will help you shoot. And, a way to do that is to, if you're playing 2v2, 3v3, you want to go to progression here, go down to takeover, and you want to use Sponge. Okay, at the moment, Sponge is the best one in the game. It's really weird because Sponge is like the first one you can get on my burner account. It's either the first or second one that I have. This is going to, when your teammates perform an action to increase their takeover meter, you get a small boost to your own. Accelerator is pretty good. It's the only other one I would use, but I would really only use that if you're playing 1v1 court, okay? Besides 1v1 court, I would use Sponge, okay? And Accelerator, by the way, it takes forever to get as well, so I would go Sponge, maybe Extender if you want to risk, not getting takeover in a game. Then once you finally get it, it will last longer. Juice is pretty nice, but the one that I use the entire year, guys, is Sponge or Accelerator. And every single time, basically, I'm popping sharpshooting takeovers. So another thing you can do is start the game throwing some, assists, getting your teammates involved, and moving forward from there. So let's hop into a Gatorade facility, and this isn't really where I want to talk about it, but hold on. Let's see if we can get someone to not hop on the court over here. If not, we will go to the Gatorade facility. And I'm gonna just kind of break it down to you guys what I do with my jump shot, what I'm looking for when I'm shooting, because I've got over 15 builds. I got maxed out on this account. I've got a burner account, as you guys know that are subscribed. If you're new, of course, hit that subscribe button. And I've made a lot of builds, a lot of different jump shots, and basically, I've used a lot. And I'm just gonna show you guys kind of what I look for in my shots over here. So I'm on push. Like I told you guys, push changed my life. Last year, I used early release timing. This year, I use push, which some people say is late, although I don't even agree with that. But you see, I'm gonna take a jump shot here and I'm gonna release it, and live calm, obviously greening it. So what I do, as y'all see with this shot, what I'm looking for is basically the ball is going to literally hit my forehead. You guys are gonna see it over and over again. The ball is gonna hit my forehead as soon as it comes off the forehead is when I release the shot. So my elbows, my arm starts obviously straight. They're gonna basically, go diagonal. And then also something you could look at is as soon as they go from diagonal to starting to go back to straight to hit that flick is where you're gonna wanna let go of it. Of course, on the release, you're gonna want to let go a little bit later to get that flick little action. So every single one of them makes sense. On the release, you're looking for the flick of the hand. On the push, you're looking before the push. So as I showed you guys, when the ball comes off the forehead is when I'm about to push the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I let go of the shot. So let's get into what is the most important thing possible for shooting, which is obviously your jump shot, and a lot of people don't know about this very secret tip. Okay, so in the jump shot creator right here, we've got lots of grades: release height, defensive immunity, release speed, timing stability. And if you guys are a bit deep into the 2K community, you know that some jump shot bases, you see in the top left, it says lower/base. So the base has a green window, which we've talked about for a long time in 2K. Now what that means is basically, let's say you have a 1 second green window. So when you hit X or square, you have that window in your shot to be able to green it. Now, there is jump shots where, let's say, for example, you have a 2-second green window. Some of them are 1. Now you can see how that's going to help you shoot a lot better when you have twice the amount of time to be able to basically mistime your shot and still be able to green it. Now, we already know that there's bases that do that, but this year there's also releases, okay? There's releases and there's no grade on here that the game shows you. It's deep in the code of the game, and the only place to figure that out is 2K Labs. And yes, this is kind of an ad, but I'm telling you guys, man, 2K Labs, link is in the description. It's like $5 a month. You will see there's releases that have their own green window. So for example, this one right here, Adebayo, could be a 24 millisecond green window, but Ray Allen could be a 49. So the whole time you could actually be shooting fine if you just had on a good release. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you go on 2K Labs and get a base that has a 49 millisecond green window, or it's 48, and then also have releases that have a 49 millisecond green window. So basically, every single shot now you're gonna have double the chance of error to be able to green a shot. So you're going from 25 milliseconds basically to 50 milliseconds to be able to green your shot better, and there's no stats on here that's going to tell you that, guys. And I can't obviously give away 2K Labs information. I don't want to get sued. So guys, link is in the description. Use code BadgePlug when you register, and this is going to help you tremendously with shooting. So please drop a like and click this video to see me trying out for the 2K League to become a 2K League professional. It's a 35-minute video on the event that was 6 hours long, where I had to win every single game, or tried to win every single game, man. Click it, tap it, whatever you got to do, and I'm out. Peace.